Oh, we might be streaming now.
We are streaming.
Now we are. We are live.
What is smoking out there in
Well,
YouTube land?
you can probably give it 2 seconds. There it goes.
What is smoking out there in YouTube land? Canna family, it is your host Dustin with two buds and a jar. Sorry, we are just learning some of this stuff and getting the software set up. Harry's figuring it out, but now that we got it all figured up or figured out, how are you guys doing out there in YouTube land? Drinking some coffee tonight?
Yeah, Mountain Dew, man. I like my coffee
Yeah.
cold.
Yeah. I usually like energy drinks, but a hot cup of coffee sounded good today. I don't know why. It's just really hitting the spot. Quite tasty, but we got quite the show lined up for you guys with us today in the Two Buds in a Jar studio. We got Harry Cola from the hairiest center of all the colas of the plant. He's with
What
us.
is it? There in YouTube.
Now, we got to address the elephant in the room because somebody asked in the comments section. They said, you sound like sometimes when you do your shorts, you have amnesia when you were doing the amnesia haze. Yeah. Is that because you get really stoned in the morning, Harry?
Nice and wake me up.
That's why I figured
Well,
that.
first thing I do too. I wake up. I start.
Same.
And it's a lot of work to tackle every day. You just wake up, you get in there. I'm working on the time lapse for it, and I'm also recording shorts on it. And then I ran into all those problems with those plants too, so it's been kind of a nightmare.
Yeah, I gotta say, them kits have been a nightmare, but I tried to express to the Canna family, you're just really stoned in the morning, and that's when we put out the shorts for you guys that you see about our tents, our grow projects we got going on. Um, When you see the amnesia haze and the gorilla cookies, that's Harry's. When you see the mimosa cake and the tent update and the shorts, that is mine. Just so you guys know, we both work on two buds in a jar together. So we both grow different ways, different styles, and we combine them to make content for you guys. So you guys can try either different ways or find a way that works for you.
I've been testing
Yeah.
ideas too, playing with my water. At first, my idea was like, well, I want pure water so I can build that up exactly the way that it would be best for the plant. And then now I'm realizing that well, what's best for the plant is just having the right feedings, and the right, just good water, in between those feedings.
Absolutely, Harry. It's good to have good quality stuff to put into your grow.
But regular water isn't RO water necessarily. It's water that's nicely balanced with good minerals and stuff for
You
the plant.
start with nothing with RO and you replenish it with the things that your plant needs. Thusly, when you have tap water, you have all these additives in, and with pH up and pH down, you kind of neutralize and balance them out to sustain the pH in the water so you can feed it to your plants. So either way, but RO I would say is the best, if you want to get technical with it. If not, just tap water will work and regular pH up and pH down, which, makes some people cringe out there, but that's what most of us are working with, let's be honest. So, you know. But RO systems, if you can, there are cheap ones. How much did you get yours for, Harry?
My RO system, I actually got a discount on one because I opted out for the refurbished system, and it was like $180 for my RO
That
water
ain't bad.
system.
And it has like a triple filter system, you said?
This one's a double filter.
Double.
Um, it's a carbon filter that does have to be replaced once a year, but the other one doesn't have to be replaced for like 2 years. And there's a really simple thing. You take it out, you throw it away, you put the new one in. There's really nothing to clean, nothing extra to do. It's just that easy.
Yeah, and we're not sponsored, but we did, or he did get it from Amazon. We do get a lot of stuff we grow with from Hydro Gardens and Lights, but
I would
some,
prefer to get it from Hydro Gardens
yeah,
and Lights. It's difficult
absolutely.
just to make it around sometimes.
Yeah, because we are about 25 minutes roughly, or a little further from that area. So, yeah, it's just, it's
Yeah.
hard.
That's
It's
just
hard.
sometimes travel issues occur.
Yeah, but so so to address the elephant in the room, Harry Cola does not have amnesia. He's just stoned and in a THC coma when he makes the shorts, and so am I in the morning. And sometimes I sound like a zombie, and sometimes I've had my coffee, and same thing with Harry. But now that that's been addressed, Canna Family, we'll get into the show that we got. And the show that we got, Canna Family, for you guys today, we got a docket here, and we got to address the second blue elephant in the room. Now, this is coming straight from Michigan dispensaries. Michigan put out carts that are platinum brand, and I'm sure you guys have heard of them. I know we've done reviews on them. If you haven't seen our platinum review, go to our channel and check that out. But our platinum review reviews some of these strands specifically, and I got the ones here in the docket and everything, Canna Family, so you guys know. But platinum carts are all contaminated. They're calling back over 250,000 of these carts in the Michigan dispensary area. So if any of my Canna families from that area particularly, or you're smoking on platinums right now, be careful because they could be
Well, it's
contaminated.
not all of them. Some of them aren't contaminated. Like the white
Yes.
banks were still good.
Yeah.
The internal cost was still good. But that
Emerald Kush.
the what was it the garlic one? I really liked it. I enjoyed that one. I
Yeah.
puffed down a couple of those.
And this
So
is the sad part because the flavors such as garlic cookies,
yeah,
guys,
garlic cookies
the
is what it was.
blazing blue cheese, banana candy, and Grape Valley Kush, which banana candy and Grape Valley Kush sound right up my alley, and that's sad to say. But unfortunately, I didn't get to smoke any of those ones. But the garlic cookies I did, and I don't know if these particularly were from a contaminated bunch, but you guys got to be careful because it was found to have high levels of metals and pesticides in it.
That's wild. I can't believe what's going on. I
Yeah.
mean, I
Some
get it. I get it when you're dealing with agriculture versus horticulture, it is two different worlds. But when you're dealing with a plant like this, I think that horticulture aspect is kind of necessary. So if you want to go big, you still need the same attention that you would apply to if you were just growing one.
Absolutely. I don't understand as a consumer how this happens. I have grown cannabis for like couple decades now and solid, and I've never had any pesticide problems, any heavy metal
Well, I
problems.
get it.
I
I get
mean,
it. Trying to cut costs, or you're looking for that cheaper resource, but
yeah,
maybe that
but
cheaper resource, you don't, it has a little bit more of the contaminant in it.
yeah, but let's face it. I mean, like, products like platinum aren't necessarily like dank woods or pack woods or
Right.
dank
They're supposed to
tanks.
be quality
Yeah, they're
products.
higher quality in the market. And, the super or blazing blue cheese, I've had that one. I'm not a fan. The garlic cookies, I'm not a big fan of. Um, the banana candy and grape Valley Kush, man, that's a heavy loss in good flavor right there. Because I know platinum, man, I liked platinum and stood by them. I like Muhammad's too. If you guys know anything about Muhammad's, let us know down in the comments section below. But
I enjoyed
platinum,
some.
yeah, platinum and Muha was a big thing. So I can't believe Michigan necessarily had freaking such a big loss on that. It seems like a lot of these dispensaries, and in this docket today, guys, we got quite a like bit of different documentation cases that we cover or are going to cover about different dispensaries. Some of them might blow your mind, but this first one, Michigan, it's like, man, Platinum was a top selling brand, they said. They sold a lot of them, and I can see why.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean, platinums are always fire. Whenever I got my hands on a platinum cart,
oh
I
yeah.
was like, yes, no, I'm getting fried. This is going to be enjoyable to toke down on or play my video games or edit these videos, and I'm just going to breeze through it, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
That's a cart I can genuinely say, can a family that I've smoked, and I'm like 87 on the back THC or total cannabinoids, and it's like it feels like it.
Yeah,
Like
you feel it.
yeah. Like whether it's indica hybrid, sativa, if you've smoked a platinum, you've felt that dome ringing effect. And it's always nice, can of fam.
And they're really fast too. Very
Yeah.
fast. Facts.
Yeah, I gotta say, and very potent. So if you're looking, I mean, once they get everything down and you might be a daredevil, I wouldn't, suggest it after the contamination, but platinums were a good one when they were around and they were good. I gotta
Yeah.
say, I guess it's time just to stick with Muha meds and favorites seem to be my new
Oh, yeah.
faves.
I do enjoy the favorites. Those boutiques are good too.
Boutiques are
I
good,
really like
yeah.
those baked goods. So those donuts, I still have some
Yeah.
of them.
We did a video on the donuts. We did a video on the boutiques. If you're somebody that likes to watch weed cart reviews or disposables, we have got tons of them on our channel. Go ahead and check that out for sure. So that'll be really cool. I gotta say, a bunch of different content for you guys because we've went through carts and disposables and 2 gram disposables and 2 gram carts. We have tons
I think
of
we did a
videos.
3 gram disposable one time
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
It's
we
pretty
even did
cool.
a 3 gram disposable. So we got tons of cart and disposable content if you guys are bored and want to
Oh,
check that out.
is the merch on the docket at some point?
Yes, the
Okay,
merch
we'll talk
plans. Yeah, we'll talk about that
about it.
later. Yeah, yeah. So anyway, back on it, the second thing on the docket is they're making LED and HPS combination grow lights. Now, HPS is like 25 cents a minute, which equals out to about a 31 day month, around 10 grand for an electric bill. I want you guys to keep in mind.
High pressure sodium
Yeah.
HPS.
Yeah, and LED combinations. So they're going to have like the flat panels on grow lights. They're going to have like the HPS high pressure
Which,
sodium.
if I remember correctly, high pressure sodium is better for flowering.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so essentially you're going to have your LED panels on this light device to do your vegetative, and then you're going to have your HPS for flowering, which I can see, but it's a combination and you can add them. So you can put one in front of it or one to the side and attach all these together into like a giant grow light. And the company that does it is actually FlexStar. We're not sponsored by them. If you guys want to go check them out, FlexStar, they're creating these lights with HPS and LED panels for growing. So it is really cool, I gotta say. Um, if you guys want to go check them out, they're Flexstar. I don't know. I hope they're energy efficient because it does seem like a good idea. Me, I prefer AC Infinity SD44s. They're about a 400-watt light. They're a whole LED panel. I prefer those because they're adjustable. You can do it from sunrise to sunset. They're just really great lights and really great growing equipment. If you guys aren't familiar with AC Infinity, I highly suggest looking like into their grow equipment. I mean, me and Harry Cola both run AC Infinity tents. I
Right.
mean, I love mine. I just got the Cloud Forge for it, and Harry hooked it up and got everything wired right. I had stuff kind of wired ass backwards in it, but he got it set up for me, and I gotta say, it's awesome. What do you think about yours, man?
My AC tent, I think they're awesome. They work really great. Now, these lights that you were talking about, though, we went off topic, man.
Yep, yep. Back to the
It
Flex Starlights, guys.
it is a very I like the automation of the AC Infinity. I like that I can set things up, and I know as long as everything that needs to be there is there, it works the way it needs to work, and I really don't have to worry about it too much unless my climate changes. If the climate changes, then I got to go back in and tweak everything again and make it work. But as long as the climate stays pretty stable, I'm good.
Yeah, Harry gets stuff nailed down pretty damn good too.
Oh, that's why I'm so, oh man, I'm
Yeah,
so frustrated with right now, these amnesia hazes. Like I knew there was that one mistake and that bounce I couldn't get it to bounce back and it just led into other problems and just
one problem after another, Harry.
back to these lights. So
Yeah.
in my thoughts, I think that if it's not as expensive to run as your traditional high pressure sodium, if it's not as hot as your traditional high pressure sodium, then maybe that could be beneficial to your grow room. But unless you're growing a sativa and you're willing to fork over for that electric bill, just don't think that light is really going to be worth it. in my opinion.
I agree with Harry due to the fact that the average working man is setting up his tent. He's paying for lights, he's paying for electric to run it constantly. You do not have the money for something like a $10,000, $500, $700 electric bill. You just don't have that kind of money. Now, I think it would be an excellent idea if it was cost efficient. So if you're going to mix LED with HPS, cool, but make sure it takes just as much power as your traditional LED lights. Now, I have one in there and it's a 400-watt light by AC Infinity. I think it's called the SD44. Don't quote me because all this equipment has letters and numbers in it, and that's what it is. Like the T4 or the Thermoforge, and then there's the Cloud Forge, which is T3 Gen 2. There's just all sorts of weird names, kind of like gun parts. If you're into those, there's all sorts of weird names, numbers, and all that. But anyway, getting back into it, I think it's a good idea. I think it's poorly executed. Do I think it would work efficiently? Yes, but do I think it would pull more power and cause everything in there to grow, be hotter and just more pain in the ass to deal with? Yes,
If you had the
essentially.
money to grow it and if you had the money to use it and you were growing something like sativas, I would see it being beneficial because sativas love that heat and then that brighter light, and I think that's just gonna work better for them. But if you're gonna grow like indigas and you're indoors, I just don't think you need that.
By the way, if you guys are watching, I see the chats down there. I will answer. Hold on, guys. We got, why so damn late? Don't you know that I'm old? Well, why so late? Because we had some videos to shoot today, so
Videos.
I apologize for that, Can of Family. But we are actually had to shoot right now. So sometimes it fluctuates because we're shooting content for you guys. Um, Rob G, laugh out loud. Homegrow, what's going on, Homegrow? Shout out to Homegrow. Shout out to Steelers Love. Shout out to Rob G. How you guys doing out there? But what do you guys think about LEDs and HPSs? They have this combination that binds them together, and it's just, I think it's going to be hella draining on your electric bill. I mean, we went
That's
over,
my concern.
yeah, and we went over the Michigan carts. They're contaminated, the platinum, so those are no good. If you're in the Michigan area, stay away from platinum carts.
But not all of those. It was
Yeah,
just like
just
the
the flavors banana candy, Great Valley Kush, blazing cheese, and garlic cookies you want to stay away
I
from.
like the cookies.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I would do the banana candy and Great Valley Kush in a heartbeat.
Platinum Fire. They're
So, Colorado sees a fourth recall on their cannabis products. Now, me and Harry has talked about this. I've grown cannabis for 2 decades and have not had any heavy metals, any pesticides, anything like that, any molds. And I've also had multiple friends that I know in circles and people that I'm not going to necessarily name, but they smoke cannabis too. And they've all tried it. They've really liked it, said it was great, it was clean, it was potent, it was tasty. And I've never had these issues. So I'm not understanding places like Colorado and even Michigan we just named with the platinum carts. They had to recall 250,000 and there's lawsuits and
well,
everything.
I mean,
So again, how do you,
I
mess
understand.
something up this badly?
I understand it because a lot of times these heavy metal contaminants get into your plant through your water source. So if you're even if you're maybe their filter messed up and they didn't catch it in time, and some of those heavy metals ended up getting it, or maybe they couldn't afford to replace those filters for whatever reason because the taxes and the way that the federal government's run this industry and just ripping the copper out of the walls before it can even get up.
Well, the problem is I feel like, and I think a lot of you guys watching at home can agree with this, especially if you grow at home. A lot of the passion got lost, and a lot of just productivity is what they're focused on. They're not focused about the health of the consumer anymore. And I think now that we have the ability and the right to grow within our own domain and indoors, we can choose what we put into our body. We can choose how much passion we want to put into it. We can make sure there's no heavy metals, there's no pesticides, there's no molds, and you can do it through channels like this one, watching grow videos and learning how to do things right properly and safe, because we would never guide you guys down a trail. Now, we do have some crazy stories like about tripping, but you got to understand we did all this stuff years ago, and it's not like we currently do it now. And, we don't really condone that. We don't really condone acid use and mushroom
Nope.
use and all that. Now, do I think there's applications medically to mushrooms for people who may need it for like serious depression, anxiety, or, they need to get over themselves in an ego death type of trip? Then yeah, I think it can be beneficial. But do I think you should just take mushrooms every day of your life? No, absolutely not. I don't take them today. I have nothing against people who take them. I just wanted to put that out there because our last live was about acid and
All kinds of
all
craziness.
cry. Yeah, so I don't want you to think we're some drug hippies here on YouTube. That's not the case. If anything, we're like suburban hippies. I'm a metalhead. He's more of like the scientist research type of guy, and I'm
I'm
just a
more of like a nerd.
yeah, and I'm a metalhead stoner. Plain and simple. I listen to a lot of, hardcore music. But and we both like doing research and we're both nerdy about things. He's nerdy about, video games. I'm nerdy about firearms. I'm nerdy about, growing. He's nerdy about growing. So,
I'm
you know,
really
yeah, he's got me out nerded though, man. I gotta say, I enjoy like tattoos and heavy metal, and he's more into the video games and the computers, which is great. It's what makes two buds in a jar, and that's what makes us work and makes us here before you guys, and all this really happened. Because, like I said, yes, initially it was my idea, but we had a lot me and him had to talk about, and a lot he had to learn on his side, which he loves this shit. He loves OBS. He loves these computers, all this stuff.
yeah. I'm
So
a quick learner too.
yeah, yeah,
When we started,
like,
I literally
my
had
God, yeah.
zero experience in figuring it out, editing videos, and you can see that first video was awful. Now they're getting better.
And
They're
I,
still okay. Working.
yeah, yeah, not to interrupt you, Harry, or anything, but I gotta say, a lot of our videos, people still watch. We have a video we shot probably about a year ago, almost a year and a half ago, because we've been doing YouTube now for like 2 years, but it's got 16, 17,000 views. And it's like everybody sees that video because it's high views and it's not even our best video. We have videos up to date that are so much better, guys. And if you go back on our channel from back then to now and look at the difference, it's night and day. Like better equipment, better camera. The camera we used to shoot off looked like it was shot in the 90s. I don't know if you guys ever seen or you familiar with any 90s old home footage. That's kind of what it looked like. Some people digged it. They're like, hell yeah, retro feel. But to me, I'm like, damn, this is embarrassing. We need a better camera. And Harry felt the same way.
Yeah, I was trying to talk into the vape. That wasn't
Yeah.
gonna work.
No, no, you can't talk through the vape pen, Harry. See, that's that amnesia he's at in the morning where he's waking up doing tubes and
But when
he's
you do the same thing every day too, I wake up, I open the tent, I look at the plants, I go, what did I do? Well, I still got to record it, so I set up the camera, I record it, I sit there and I look at it and I examine the stems, the leaves, the everything about it. I think about it, and I do research, and I come back and I look at it some more and
yeah, yeah.
make adjustments to what I'm feeding and everything that I'm doing. Just
As soon as I wake up, I gotta say, I get on there, I do the shorts for you guys, man. I notice growth, see anything different, my plants. Recently, I've been sick for the past 3 weeks. Now I'm healthy and I'm good, but I've been getting a CO2 meter. I've been adding more CO2 to my grow. I've been adding T3 thermoforge, and then Harry had to get everything all wired up for me. So, because I'm used to doing things manually. And
I like tech.
Yeah, and he got that shit done in like 20 minutes, guys. I've had my lights on 24-hour grow cycle, and they just went off for like 10, 15 minutes, and he had all that wired set back up,
You
stuff perfect. It
you
would have
you walked out of the room, and by the time you came back, I was like, "That's already done. I just gotta plug this in." You're like,
yeah,
"What?"
zip this, and I'm like, what the hell? No way. And then the light came on, everything started working. You just zip stuff. I'm like, damn, bro, I would have been in here an hour later. Like I said, it's just like, or two people that work, man, together, and that's how two buds in a jar happen. I mean, literally, we both come up with content. I handwrite all the scripts you guys hear. He edits all the stuff, films it. I do film some of the shorts. He films some of the shorts.
Yeah, I filmed the
Um,
shorts
he's
and
the primary
here.
camera guy.
Yeah, and with the beginning, I think I was really taken away with the idea of trying to make something greater, but then I started to realize the limitations of YouTube. So before I could ever dream of creating something greater on YouTube, I need YouTube's limitations to lighten up a bit.
Yeah, 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 absolutely. And I mean, I gotta say, I was quite enlightened by the grow. I mean, just like the equipment myself, because just how great they did at dialing in everything AC Infinity. I feel like the humidity, the heat,
Well,
just
it makes a lot of sense to me because basically, if you look at the core settings from your thermoforge to your humidifier to your fans, essentially they all have the core same settings, and that allows you to adjust things based on exactly how you want to set it, exactly what you want it to focus on. You can make that equipment focus on what you want it to focus on and do what you want it to do. It just takes some manipulating to learn like, oh, I have to click this and go into here, and if I hit this back twice, now I can put it however I want. You could set your heater as a humidifier if you wanted. You wouldn't want to do that, but you could if you're in there messing around and you don't know what you're doing.
absolutely, Harry, absolutely. And dude said, Homegrow 4201. Hey, I like the way you guys work together. Yeah, well, like I
Thank
said, yeah, thank you. Homegrow 4201. Shout out to you. You're always in the comments section. Shout out to Homegrow 4201. They are awesome. Thank you guys. Um, but yeah, I gotta say, like I said, that's how two buds in a jar work so well together because me and him have a lot in common, but we also have differences. Like, for instance, I like to not overcomplicate things and do things the easy route. He likes to complicate things. But that balance works shit out because sometimes you can go an easier route. Sometimes there are no shortcuts in life and you got to do that complicated. So it kind of everything really well balances itself out. We work together fine. We usually don't have any problems. We've had ideas. We both are just like, yeah, but that you got to be honest because you're being in front of a camera in front of a bunch of people. I might not have a bunch of people watching right now, but anybody in the world can access this video. So you you know.
yeah.
So, I mean, essentially, it's good to have chemistry that works because if you notice, every good YouTube team, guys, watching out there is two people, or it's one dude that is hella dedicated, but it's usually two people. It's
Two or
the,
three. I've seen
yeah,
three too.
yeah, and it's a main face and usually a secondary main face and tech guy. Every time in every group, no matter what type of content you guys watch, and that's the case out there. Hold on.
You can afford it.
Hey, shout out to Homegrow 4201 for listening and watching us every day. We thank you very much coming along on us on the journey to grow our plants. We got so many strands coming up. You guys don't even know, and so much we're going to do and cover on this channel. And we've just hit the iceberg. We have over roughly, I would say, about 900 videos on our channel and a lot of shorts. and we're just trying to get watch time up because once we do, we can do more for you guys. So, if you guys can just watch the videos or turn it on and drown it out while you're doing stuff in the house, whatever, you're getting stoned and watching us, thank you. You watching us for grow information, we appreciate you. Even if you don't smoke weed and you're just trying to understand weed, we appreciate you very much because at least you came across a channel that is giving you pure good information that is for your best interest, whether it's your health or your decisions, I
Yeah,
would
or
say.
just like choose cap. Is it? That's,
Yeah. Is it ass or is it grass,
that's that.
Yeah, yep. That'll be a new probably review. We'll be doing strain reviews. We got so far from this docket, guys. Hold on. We gotta get back to this docket. Okay, so anyway, back to Colorado. They see the fourth recall now. They haven't had one, not one. They haven't had two. They haven't had three, even. They've had four recalls on their stuff. Like, what does that say to you as a weed consumer? If you went daily
Well,
to
it's from the same dispensary, or is it different dispensary?
two's got two, and it was two other ones, so I'd say one got two, and you know,
And I guess in baseball, you at least get three strikes, but yeah,
and
they,
you're
they should
out.
they should be walking on thin ice at this point.
I'd
They
say,
need to things can happen depending on your source of water. A lot of times plants can get contaminated from your water. Sometimes your plants can get contaminated from the kind of fertilizer you're using because these fertilizer companies don't have to label everything that's in their fertilizer. It's not like a food that you're going to eat. It's a fertilizer from your plants. So if there's some heavy metals in there and they're like, oh, well, we don't want to tell them that because they won't buy it, they don't have to label that.
yeah,
So it could be a shoddy fertilizer dealer. So maybe they got to go back and check their fertilizer, send it to a lab, see what's actually going on with it. Because there's a problem, and you got to address that problem. And once you find where the problem is, whether it's the water, it's the fertilizer, it's something along the line in there that's causing these problems to your plants, you need to fix that problem so that it doesn't continue happening. And then make sure these fertilizer companies know, hey, if this is ends up like this, I'm not going to buy your product. I'll go somewhere else. And then that shouldn't happen because those fertilizer companies don't want to lose their business.
and let me tell you guys, I've grown cannabis for many years. I've operated a tent manually, and now I do it digitally in 2025. And let me tell you, I've never had any molded weed. I've never had anything that's ever anybody have. I've made edibles out of it. I've made concentrates out of it, and I've also made or just grew the flower. I've never had those problems. So for me, and I only have $1,280 in my grow equipment, my whole AC setup, and these companies have hundreds of thousands of dollars, and they get hundreds of thousands in tax write-offs and revenues, and they cannot make a safe product for consumers. That's like you going to your local grocery store and they're like, yeah, we can produce food, but I can't tell you if you cook that chicken tonight for you and your kids that it can have salmonella. And that's bullshit. I'm not going to be as nice as Harry about it because Harry is really nice about things sometimes. I ain't bullshitting. If you're $100,000 company or more and you can't put out a safe product for people to consume, you shouldn't be doing it because you got to think that's going to make people sick. People's got to work. People's got to support their bills, their pets, their maybe girlfriend, boyfriend. Maybe the girlfriend, boyfriend's getting a house together or some shit. All that's got to work. Life has got to go on, and you should put out a safe product. We're not the Marlboro factory. We're not Budweiser trying to kill your liver and make you die of cancer. It's a cannabis company and it is a medicine, and people do believe in this medicine, and it does have healing properties to it. So for you to degrade that in any way and add poison to it is disgusting. People do look for it as stress relief practice, and they're not trying. Some people stop smoking cigarettes. They just want to be healthier and they want to replace it with cannabis. And even though any form of smoke is not healthy in your lungs, only air is. But technically cannabis is a medicine. It does help with respiratory problems, and if you're going to sit there and pump it full of poisons just to get it out, I would never do that. And I've grown weed for people in the past, I'll admit that. Years ago I've grown crops and none of them had poisons. None of them. I used everything organic nutrients, organic soil, organic fucking unsulfured molasses, organic honey, everything like was organic. And I knew when I put out the product and I tasted it, it was sweet, it was aromatic, it was flavorful, it was potent. I put out a good, healthy product. I'm not just trying to rush it out because somebody
Well,
was even paying me back then,
a lot of that's another
you
problem
know?
with the dispensaries is they're not doing the proper cures, they're not doing the proper drying, they're just trying to get it out in 10 days and get that out there, you know. You really do have to go through all the proper processes to have a properly storable and properly good product at the end.
You do, and when you're just blasting out things, see if I what me and Harry plan to do, guys, just to let you guys know, we're going to create a business and an LLC, eventually leading to cannabis license and all sorts of things through this channel. That's what we hope to do and hope to accomplish. And when I do that, I'm not going to have anything contaminated. I'm going to have lab researchers do their job and make sure there's no cross contamination. If things are contaminated, whether it's the weed, the carts, the this, it gets thrown the fuck away. I don't care. You take the money loss because consumers are more important. If you think about it, just like a YouTube channel, if it wasn't for you guys watching at home or anything, it would just be me and him posting these videos to no one. It's the same thing with a business. If you run a business, you're the heart. So, do you think McDonald's bank account's important? No, they want people going back and buying their food so they can fill that bank account and pay them bills. It's the same thing. And you shouldn't be just consumed in money. Money should not be the main most important thing, especially because you're selling like a medicine, like cannabis, for instance. Cannabis is a medicine to some people. It does help people. Other people use it to relax. I don't care what you use weed for. I don't care if you just smoke it because it gets you high. Cool. It is a form of medication and it does help pain and stress and everything, makes life better, makes food better, just makes life experiences better. And if you're a cannabis user, you know this. It makes you think more, so for them to degrade something as beautiful as the cannabis plant, I think is absolutely bullshit. I think there's no excuse for it. And if you have hundreds of thousands more dollars than me and Harry do, and then, when I could only afford a $1,200 tent and grow setup, I know that's a lot, but, compared to their hundreds of thousands of
Well, they
dollars
have, and
for
yeah,
rooms and equipment and the
yeah.
digital everything, it's like, how can you do this? How can you make that to where, there's lawsuits against you now? You're recalling 250,000 of your products, your carts. Like, you shouldn't be putting this shit out to people. Like, people want to vape weed, obviously, because they don't want to combust and smoke it. So now you're putting a bunch of poisons in their weed. And that's bullshit, man. That's bullshit. That shouldn't happen, especially in a place like Michigan, you
Yeah, you
know?
would think that a place that's been legal for as long as they have, that they and as they know how to do what they do, you know. But again, that contamination can come through a different number of sources. So, but then again, I don't know, yeah, for it to happen and not be caught the first time, and then it to happen again is really like, man, what's going on?
Yeah, guys, because listen, I have a grow room. If you haven't seen it yet, look up the grow room tour. It's in our videos, has a pink cannabis plant on it. It's a fire. I got to do part number 2 tomorrow, show you the upgrades to it. But I did a room, and in this room, it's just a square room, has a carpeted floor, drywall walls, obviously, like most houses, you're probably thinking. And I just dust it, carpet clean it, sweep it, and when my grow tent's done, what you want to do is use Lysol wipes. Go and wipe down your whole tent, your fans, everything. It's going to suck, but you'll get a pattern across it and be able to wipe it all down. That way, you won't have no contaminations. Everything will be sterilized. You're not using harsh chemicals. Then you're growing your weed and it's getting in there. Make sure you let your tent dry out, obviously, before you use these Lysol wipes. But you can get cheap, non-name brand ones that have 99% Lysol and kills bacteria. And once you're done growing each grow cycle, try to get into the habit, wipe that shit down. That way you won't get no mildew, you won't get no mold, no chemicals. Like if you had to use neem oil or this or that, even though neem oil is organic, it comes from the bark of a tree, you don't have that residually hanging over into your next grow. So just wipe that shit all down with Lysol wipes and you'll be good. You won't have these issues. And something as simple as Lysol wipes could have saved them hundreds of thousands of fucking
Well,
dollars.
that, or you could have just took
You know?
more bleach, to 10 parts water, mix that together, and then you have a sterilization solution that should kill all of the same stuff.
Make sure if you do the water and bleach though, and why I don't recommend that is because if you don't dilute it enough, it will eat the mylar
One,
inside your
1 to
tent.
10, 1 to
Yeah,
10,
yeah, yeah.
but you will mess up
No,
your stuff.
yeah, it will eat your mylar inside of your tent. So if you want to be super safe, go with Lysol. If you want to kill it anyway and use bleach, you can do it. What was it again?
It's a part bleach to 10 parts water.
And there you go. You can sanitize your tent, or if you want to go the Lysol wipe, you can do that too. I have a trim bin. I throw all my trimmings in, like when I thin out my plants to reveal bud sites that I show you guys. I just posted one. If you haven't seen it, check it out. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about. I trimmed it. The one before that yesterday looked like a bush. Trim it out to see some, buds, some extra light on bud sites. But anyway, we do all that, get all that together, and we put out the shorts basically. And it becomes quite a freaking badass process, I gotta say. I mean, two buds in a jar has thrived.
It is interesting to go back in time and look at the plant and how it evolved from seedling, or if it has issues like the amnesia haze, or if it
Yeah,
grew out of like cookies.
yeah. Because it's a big giant grow journal for us, guys. We do these shorts every day. So every day we can go through the shorts and we delete them from our phones. And it's all updated on YouTube. And it's really cool, honestly. But going more in the docket. So yeah, I gotta say, leaving on that note with the fourth recall. Sorry, we got far from the docket on this show, but the
It
fourth
happens.
recall, I'd say that's enough, Colorado. Get it right. That's sad. There's people that have YouTube channels from Colorado that know more of what they're doing at home than the whole fucking company there. So if you do that 4 times, you're obviously don't your showmanship's shoddy. So you're really just putting anything and everything out there just so you can make money, and that is not cool. You will not keep customers like that through shoddy practices. Just like if we ran a weed dispensary and you ordered a pound of weed and we sent you hypothetically moldy weed like some YouTubers have done, you guys would be hella upset. You could be sick, possibly in the hospital,
What?
have to take
Ah,
steroids.
somebody did that?
No,
Yeah, I
yeah.
didn't hear anything about it, man.
Oh,
I don't
you
even know.
you didn't hear anything about the mold pack? Yeah, old Eric Kahn did that. Yeah. Sending his fans moldy weed. I just thought it was disgusting personally, but it is what it is. He's got a lot of growing up to do, and that's just where I'm going to leave that. I don't enjoy the content. I don't appreciate anything from it. So I'm not here to knock other YouTube channels, guys. But there was a person who did that and put out moldy weed to a buyer and, just didn't really take any responsibility from it until everybody jumped their ass. And then the guy's like, oh, I'm sorry, and sent this email. Meanwhile, this lady already went to the hospital, had to get steroids for her lungs because, she smoked this
Yeah,
moldy
smoking
ass
mold's
weed.
no
Yeah,
joke.
you can't smoke moldy weed. So, anyway. Yeah, dude did that. I'm not a big fan of his content. I never was. I never got any knowledge from it. I like watching, we like being entertaining for you guys. He likes doing satire. We like
Yeah.
doing educational videos, but we want to teach you guys, man, and not make it too damn boring.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
try to do like goofy voices and stuff, and like really try to get into a certain kind of character and like do all kinds of fun stuff like that. You know what I mean?
And trust me, me and Harry Cole are quite the characters just in real life, let alone fucking on YouTube. But honestly, don't take that the wrong way either. What you see is what you get. We're not fake. We'll tell you something's bullshit, just like we did the marriage grow
I
kits.
might play a character from time to time, like with like the one bit that I did or the other bit that I did. But yeah, like when I'm doing like those shorts in the morning, like yeah, that's really me. I might do like a voice, like try to like have a little bit of an announcer thing, but I'm gonna like just kind of go back to this and just be like, yeah, this is what happened with the plant. This is what I'm gonna do, and
Yeah.
let's figure it out, guys.
Yeah, dude. And I mean, it's cool because, we want to be 100% real with you guys. When we get merch, we want it to be high quality merch that we would rock
Are we on?
ourselves.
Good.
Yeah, let's actually get into the merch. That was the next thing on the docket. Now we have quite the interesting things because first of all, we have beanies we're going to be getting. They're going to be, and I hate to be these YouTubers, I say this every time, but YouTube doesn't really pay us shit. Um, I mean, we've been doing this for what, 2 years now with thousands of dollars invested. So I'm like, let's do our own merch, man. So anyway,
Well,
uh,
and we're getting to the point too where we almost have all that
yeah,
channel.
yeah, guys, we have to hit 3,000 watch hours and we have to hit up to 4,000 watch hours. We're almost at 3,000. We're at 2,300. So I said, if you guys could please just like, subscribe, let YouTube know you like this kind of content, turn your notifications on. We upload daily. So if you like this type of content, we're here for you daily. Soon as you wake up, dog, boom, you got notifications. Soon as you're waiting around 1 or 2 days, boom, there's a video. Another 2 days, boom, there's a video.
Well,
We shoot a lot of
typically,
content.
once we have the videos, like I'm pretty much trying to get those videos done. So it's like boom, boom, boom. But then once I get the videos done, then it's like, all right, shorts and like I've been working on some more goofy stuff. It's not quite ready yet. I'm polishing it. It's getting closer. But soon it will be ready, but it's just a little goofy short. It's not something super long or anything.
But we're freaking doing embroidered beanies. We're going to be doing embroidered hoodies of 2 buds in a jar and different sizes. But first, we're going to be doing resin.
Oh yeah, okay, so now on my side of it.
Yeah.
So the I've been looking into different resin epoxy things that we can have made for the channel, such as like the weed leaf ashtrays and also like a set of a tray, a jar, an ashtray, well, either weed leaves and like yeah, 2 buds in a jar, memorabilia in there with images and stuff. The ashtray will be functional. I'll make it so there'll be a layer of sand in there so it doesn't burn up when you put out something in it.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll be making ashtrays, jars, rolling
Well,
trays.
that'll be a set, and then there'll also be
Yep.
the leaf ones with like leaves and
Yep.
maybe one dug. So I don't know. We'll figure out the different materials we can get in the epoxy.
Yep, and we'll set up a PO box so you guys can either send us letters or whatever you want to do, pictures of your grow. We can put them on the channel. So if you guys want to do that, we're going to be setting up a PO box, and that way we can also ship you guys merch like the hoodies, the beanies, the ashtrays, the
Well,
jars, and the
you
trays.
could probably also send stuff to Instagram if you want to give us pictures of your grow to use on the channel.
Yep,
And then
yep. Yeah, and we'll hide your guys' face. We'll just use your usernames or whatever
I
you
can
want us to
blur,
use.
I can do
Yeah.
everything.
And we'll put together a video of our viewers, man, because we just had I believe it's Steeler Lover, man. Steelers Lover, man. Shout out to you. I'm glad we could help you and our information helped you with your grow. It really, yeah, I love teaching people, and when I see that in the comments, I'm like, hell yeah. I feel like I accomplished something for the day, man. I'm like, hell yeah. And all I see is positive comments from all of you guys all the time. I do see some funny ones every now and then, like Harry talks like he has amnesia and stuff. But I know you guys are just playing, you aren't being, assholes and shit, which we appreciate, man. We have the coolest, chillest audience. Everybody's cool. A lot of people, there's some people that are just getting started. There's some people have issues. There's some people out there that watch that's been doing it for a while. We really appreciate you because we know if people are older and they've grown more, then that coming from somebody like that is definitely like, accepting a medal of honor there. You're like, hell yeah, thank you. So everybody collectively in our audience is totally awesome. You guys are great. I think we do have honestly the best fans on YouTube just because the same people are in there every fucking day, bro. I'm answering comments. I answer your guys' comments, by the way, all of them. That's one thing I do is the social media. Harry's too busy editing and doing an
Well,
ass ton of stuff.
I morning, I'm getting my shorts and I see that there's comments there, but I know Dustin will get to them later and I don't want to like look at them and then he doesn't see them.
I do
So
it
it's just
throughout the day.
easier.
I do. As soon as I get them, as soon as I see and my phone goes off, I'm like, boom, on it. Because I know what that's like. I know what it's like to like a YouTuber or watch a YouTuber, and then you comment and no one ever comments back to you. I hate that shit. And it's
I
like,
get it when they have like 10,000 people
yeah,
message them
I
every
don't give a
day.
fuck. I guess
A
I'm
lot,
spending
man.
weeks doing it,
It's a
man.
lot.
Because those are people
It's a
that
lot.
watch you,
You,
people,
you
I don't
do need
know.
to, but it'll get to a point where you're like, man,
Yeah.
I need some person just to persuade.
Lori Wilkes, thank you. We greatly appreciate it out there. I'm glad you enjoy the podcast. But yeah, our fans, like I said, just, there's another great example. We have great people out there that watch us, and, they're cool, man. They're cool in the comments. It's a cool little community, and I want to be more interactive. We're bringing more content. We started Munchie Mondays, which we're going to show you how to infuse everything at home. I don't care what it is. It's going to be intricate. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be stuff you've never seen infused before. We're keeping a lot of it a secret until it's time. We've already did something simple. We started off with peanut butter cookies just to give you guys like a taste of what Munchie Mondays will be, but it'll be sick. Trust me.
They're so
It's
good.
not going to be, your grandma's cooking channel. So it's going to be really cool. Um, and nothing against your guys' grandma's cooking. I'm sure it's awesome. I know mine was. But
I'll make shepherd's
yeah.
pie. Pizza.
Yeah, we got See, we're two type of cookers too. We each cook separate things. We each have our. So this is excellent for our channel too. And that was that chemistry I was talking about earlier. He cooks differently with different things. I do too. So, it's going to be awesome. And then we got the new grows coming up because we got everything that we need. I did for my tent, and those are going good.
You still need a HVAC
Yeah, one more HVAC.
too.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. But so we got far away from the docket. Sorry guys, we're
That
stoned. We
happens.
apologize, but merch, I don't want to bore you guys with it. It will be there. It will be available.
We're almost there.
We will let you guys know. We'll set up a PO box. We'll do all that great stuff. If you guys want to send us pictures of your grow, if you guys want to do it on Instagram, you can find me at Two Buds in a Jar on Instagram. You can also find me on Facebook at Two Buds in a Jar. It's our new logo, not our old logo. The shoddy one that looked horrible.
You
We
still got
first
the
things,
old one?
yeah, yeah, dude, I can't. They won't let me delete the account, but so
What? They won't let you switch your profile pic?
yeah, yeah, not on that, no, because I can't remember the password. I only remember the password to the new Instagram. Yeah, so okay, but we got
Never mind.
Instagram too, so you can send us pics of that. But anyway, back to this. We covered the Colorado. Now we covered Michigan. Now we got Oregon. And check this out, guys. They done grew so much damn weed over there that they can't sell it. They don't know what to do with it over in Oregon. So if you guys are on a road trip and you're bored and you're going through Oregon, and Oregon is a boring ass place from what I've seen, ain't a whole lot going on. No hate to anybody that lives in Oregon. I live in a boring ass state too. I know what it's like. That's why I'm calling it as I see it. But anyway, with that being aside, they grew so much weed, guys, they don't know what to do with it. So can you imagine this one little state of Oregon has so much cannabis that like they just have an overfill to where they can't sell enough of it and people just can't smoke it quick enough. I don't think because there's like me and Harry hasn't visited there.
I,
I think that's why they're
I,
having
I,
this
I have
problem.
an idea what Oregon can do.
Yeah,
They're gonna have to
just hit us up.
they're gonna have to slash the cost of that bud because they're gonna turn it into two things. One is gonna be bud scented candles, right? Bud scented candles. You're not smoking it. It's been infused with wax and stuff. You can't use it for THC anymore. It's just to smell good. You could send that everywhere. That should be fine. And then the other parts of we're gonna use that as fiber. We're gonna turn that into cannabis-made clothes. Every hipster out there is gonna want cannabis-made clothes, man.
All right. But we got some people in the comments right here. We have Lori Wilkes, like she said, great podcast. Really enjoy. Shout out. Thank you. We got Michael Carpenter. I may have missed it. Have you said what carts yet? Oh, yes, yes, I have.
Michigan,
Michigan, sir. To Mikey Carpenter out there watching, yes, they were
platinum,
contaminated.
platinum.
Platinum brand carts were contaminated from Michigan, and the flavors garlic cookies, blazing blue cheese, banana candy, and Grape Valley Kush was the ones that were all contaminated. If I were you, Mikey Carpenter, buddy, I've known you for years, man. What's up? But anyway, I would say no, man. Don't smoke any of them. They're hella contaminated with pesticides, metals, and stuff, and that stuff is known to cause like cancer causing carcinogens when it's to get nerdy with it, molecularly heated up. So basically, when it's heated up, it creates the right chemicals to cause cancer. So you don't want to smoke those contaminated carts from Michigan, guys. And that's everybody, the whole Canna fam watching, the people that's going to watch us earlier. Don't smoke those, bro. Those aren't worth it. If you have some that you got from your buddy down the street, man, opt see if you can trade it, do something, because don't be smoking those for a while. Like Glow had that problem, Dank Tanks had
Glow.
that problem. Of
Well,
course,
yeah,
Dank Tanks had that problem.
yeah, yeah. Of course, that's just I don't know, man. It seems like it's always gonna happen because of just the way that the plants are treated.
That because the way their plants is treated, not mine.
That's what I'm saying.
I would eat off my plants. I mean, if I could, like they're that. I take care of my shit. I don't know. It drives me nuts. I have so much problems with big companies that have way more money than me, and why I stress way more money than me. It's not because I'm a greedy, egotistical person. It's just I don't understand, because if I could have my perfect setup, there's no way that could even happen. So I'm like, if these people have way more money than me and they're fucking this up, what the hell's going on? Stop hiring people that, and what they do is all these people don't have, it's good to research things, guys, but it's even better to have hands on and research. If you applicate both of those, you'll get it. You'll kill it every time. You'll nail it. You'll grow that flower, that vegetable, that, succulent, that exotic plant, whatever you're trying to do with research and hand to soil application and,
Well,
I
it's
get
just
interaction.
experience.
Yeah,
It's just doing
experience.
it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
like really good at growing photo periods because I practiced a long time ago growing tomatoes.
Yeah.
And I knew if I got really good tomatoes, I'd be able to grow those photo period plants that I wanted to grow.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
I got really good at growing tomatoes, and photo periods are just really simple. I understand them. I've studied them for a long time.
Same.
Now, autoflowers are something new to me. That's
Oh,
something
I
I
thought
walked
of.
into, and I kind of thought that it was going to be easy enough, and I was very wrong. Very wrong.
Let me reiterate on that, Canafam. What happened to Harry was poor genetics. There's amnesia haze is really no mistake of his own. They were due to poor genetics that just carried multiple problems that turned into more multiple problems. So when Harry would finally figure something out and return, try to fix that, there would be another one. And these were just because of sickly genetics. This is why you want to make sure you get pure genetics when you do start grows, like from Royal Queen seeds, from Barney's Farm, from Jungle Boys, from Northern Organic Seeds, from Herbie's,
Fast
from
Buds 42.
42 Fast Buds
They
is really good.
they also they Amnesia Haze is one of those cultivars that is really hard to grow. She's a really
Yes.
touchy girl, and once a mistake is made or a problem happens, that's just kind of what you're going to keep dealing with that particular cultivar because it is a hard one to grow. It's not an easy one.
And the mimosa cakes you guys see on the shorts, those are all autos. I'm doing all autos because I have so many of them, and exotic ones, just ones you guys probably never heard of. I have like strawberry gorilla, which is a mixture of strawberry cough and gorilla glue. I have wedding cheesecake like he does. I have grape ape OG Kush autos. I have bubblegum Kush autos. I have just autos for days. Jelly donuts, blueberry original, AK-47, three mint jelly, whatever the hell that is. If you guys have ever heard of three mint jelly, let me know. But I'm doing a lot of autos. That was his first hit with autos. He didn't really care for it too much just due to the fact he got some shitty genetics. But if he got them on point genetics, he'd be,
I mean, I'm gonna try again. I'm gonna
you
try
know,
again. I think we did a poll, and I think people voted jelly donuts. I'm gonna check again in about 5 weeks after this cultivar is finally done. Um, and if it's still jelly donuts, I'll go ahead and rock with the jelly donuts. And
yeah.
I'm gonna try to set up three in the tent this time. I'm gonna do them all in 5 gallon pots. And I'll just see. I'll try to, use the right cow mag this time. I switched up the cow mag. I have a different water treatment to use in between feeding. So I think the idea I have now is going to work out a lot better for these autoflowers. I know to pull back on those nutrients quite a bit and slowly bring it up. So I'm just going to see if I can get it to work.
One of the easiest indicas to grow as a newcomer, Rob G. Honestly, I would say, man, um, Northern Lights. Northern Lights is a rather robust strand. You can grow a lot from it. It's thicker and denser in colas and buds, and it's more forgiving with first beginner growers. So you'd want to go with something like Northern Lights.
A photo
Yeah.
pyramid.
Yeah. Well, you could do an auto too, because they're really easy for first beginners because you just got to read up on some. We have a ton of videos about, tells you all about autos actually. Um,
Well, I feel like it depends. It depends because if you're somebody who has if you're coming to it new, fresh, then it might be simpler because you don't have those pre-existing misconceptions that you're gonna have
yeah.
if you already know about photo periods and you're like, oh wait, I'm pro, and then you're like, oh wait, it's the autoflower. Now I need to do this with it.
Basically, what you just need to know with autos, everything's a quarter of it. So if it's telling you a table or a teaspoon per gallon, you want to do a quarter of that. It's very easy. You don't want to give a full food regimen to, autos, unless it's certain ones like marriage grow, for instance, you can
Now,
do that.
your light can run 24 to 20 and 20 hours on, 4 hours off to 24 hours on, and that's for your veg
And
cycle,
18.6.
and 18.6, and that's for your flower cycle. So that's another thing that you have to be consider growing auto flowers is you're using a ton more light on those plants, but they are growing a lot faster and getting into flower quicker.
Especially if you're adding organic CO2, which is a very cost efficient way. Listen, guys, I don't know if you guys watching know much about CO2, but I ain't going to bore you with it. Basically, what you need for a plant is 1100 parts per million. Now, if you have organic active yeast and sugar and water in a jug, and you put the right combination, which we have a video on that, you can go watch how to make organic CO2. You can get levels up to 13, 1400. You just can't go past 200, 2000 parts per million. So anything from 1100 and up, you just don't want to get like 1900, 2000. But you can do that cheaply and efficiently. And what that does for autoflowers, you might be like, well, what's this boring shit do? Well, what it is it's imagine like giving an energy drink to your plant. It uses up more nutrients, it uses up more lights, it uses up more CO2, and it grows quicker.
Well,
So if you're growing auto flowers, for instance, this is going to jack up the growth rate
Well,
exponentially,
think of the
you know.
CO2 like your lumber. Think of your water like your concrete. You can't build a house without concrete and lumber. And then your NPK is like your nail, your hammer, your saws. You need all that stuff too, but you can't build a house without that lumber and without that concrete.
Yeah,
And if you have all that stuff on that site, now you can build a whole house. Or if
exactly.
you want to it's like different parts of the motor and the wheels and the body and all these things together. It's like the house comparison. I understand that one better than cars.
Yeah, so CO2 will exponentially jack up the rate of your plant growth. I mean, just to put simply, and that's photo period or auto. So you want to do it because it really builds a strong structure, like Harry's referring to during veg, and you really want to push it for those flowers. For during flowering, you want to push that CO2 organically as high as you can get it. All it takes is active yeast, sugar, and water, and you can really see with about 3, 4 jugs. I got a 5 by 5 space, grow space, and tent, but it's 6'8", so it's 5 by 5 by 6'8", and because I'm 6'1" and I fit inside of it perfectly. Um, Anyway, anyway, it pushes the right level. So you're not spending an ass ton for tanks, valves, this, that. While AC Infinity, if you guys are growing with that, I do have that option. You can do it a lot cheaper, and this lasts for a week or two. So you're talking about 14 days worth of pure organic CO2. Now, do not do this in an enclosed space. Make sure it can go out a window and it don't just build up in a room. This can be harmful to pets, to children, to you, because it's like basically leaving a car running and sitting inside of a garage. So I do want to stress that out because I'm all about safety when growing. So when you are adding these jugs, to add 1 or 2 is fine, but in any size tent, no matter if it's small, medium, or large. But if you're going past 1 jug or 2 jugs, that's when you need it to be have proper airflow because
Don't
you
you have four in your tent?
I have 4, yes. I have 4. I'm pushing it to the limit, but I do have a meter and it goes, excuse me, can of family, it goes off. So I'm in my, 2 bedroom apartment right now. And if the meter goes off, it'll sound like a fire alarm. And I know, hey, if that ain't the fire alarm, it's CO2. I need to go aerate that room and I'm going to aerate it, shut the door, let it aerate for about an hour or two, and then go back into it. But for people that are just trying this and don't know, I don't want you to do like, well, a couple jugs does good. What about 4 or 6? And, I'm
Well,
sleeping in here, or my kids are next to this room, or my
well,
pet's in this room,
right.
and,
The worry thing is like you have pets or family, but also if you don't have pets or family around, the other worry is too much
yeah.
CO2 is going to suffocate your plants,
Yeah,
and plants are going to be all
yeah,
dead.
and
You're like,
yeah,
what
so
happened?
that's your last bit of worry too with all that scenario. So you got to make sure it's not at 1900 or 2000 parts per million. And you can save a lot of money. And I'm telling you, just with this little additive to your tank, you'll see growth rate the next day. I didn't believe it. I didn't think it would work. I thought it was stupid when I first seen it, but I understood the science, so I did it. And boom, exponential growth. This will help with tomatoes, with anything that's a plant. So this don't just apply to cannabis. This applies to everything that takes, CO2 ultimately and a mass amount of it. And
Right.
most plants do, especially trees and things of that nature. So,
Yeah.
you know, anyway, that's ways you can definitely increase your grow, increase your flowers, increase your stalk branches, just make your plant more beastier overall. Is add CO2 to it, and it's really cheap and it not really expensive compared to the canisters, the tubing, the this, the that, the valves. I'm not going to bore you guys because I don't recommend it. I think it's dangerous. I mean, I understand if you have meters and you know what you're doing, but personally, I wouldn't grow with tanks because I have a lot of animals, and then it's just I have Harry in here every Monday growing. So there's just like a lot of living organisms that need to be breathing and okay, and it can't be filling up my house full of CO2. So I took extra precautions. So make sure you do that. Sorry I had to be boring Bob there, but I wanted to express that if you guys do this at home, make sure it's being ventilated. Do not sleep in there with 4, 6 jugs because you might not wake up in the morning. And yes, it's that damn serious. So don't do that.
Yeah,
Again,
CO2 is no
yeah,
joke.
it's not. It's like I said, see it sitting in a garage that's sealed off in a car running with all the fumes. It's the same thing. Does the same thing. So you want to be careful with that. But anyway, we got a comment. Oh, okay, the indica. Okay, we already answered that. Going back on the docket, though. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, back on the docket. So, what do you think about Oregon growing too much weed to smoke?
Oh yeah,
What are they going to
man.
do about that, man?
I told you, it's simple. They're gonna have to cut the cost of that bud quite dramatically,
Quite dramatically.
and some of it they're gonna use to make candles. You make scented candles. You can sell those everywhere. It's not bud anymore. Now it's a candle. All right. Some of it we're gonna turn into fiber, and we're gonna make weed clothing. All the hipsters are gonna want weed-made clothing. It's made from weed, man.
All
You
right,
can't
hemp
smoke it.
clothing.
It's dyed and shit, right? It's processed.
That's true. It's
So you
processed
can ship
hemp.
it everywhere.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
there you go. I just solved your guys' problem. Go
yeah,
fix it.
yeah. Or turn it into edibles and
We
concentrates.
can't ship that everywhere. You need something that you can ship
Yeah,
everywhere. That's why I'm like candles and clothes. There you go. Solved your problem. Ship it everywhere. You can ship that shit everywhere.
it's a waste of weed, guys.
But if it's too much and I want the money, then
Yeah,
fucking get the money. What are you
get
doing?
those candles made, I
Get
guess. Yeah, like Bath and Body Works pumping out. Do you want a lemon haze candle?
that'd be
We're
awesome. 'Cause imagine if you
mm,
get a grape cake or like a grape ape candle.
that'd be great. That'd be great. I love grape ape, guys, and yeah, I
There you
gotta
go.
say,
You can
yeah,
buy
yeah, yeah,
yourself a candle. Get
yeah,
it going.
yeah. I gotta say, man, I gotta say, freaking what was it? Oh, the grape cake is really good. Yeah, freaking
That's
good
a great.
stuff. Yeah. But I do think it's weird. I do think you grew a lot of cannabis way too quick, guys, out there in Oregon. Definitely need to smoke up more to the stoners out in Oregon. Obviously, there ain't enough potheads out there, is kind of how I feel.
It should be,
Maybe,
isn't that there? Isn't there like tons? Well, you know what? You know what? Maybe there's a different kind of people out there. Maybe they're doing something else. I might be missing the target there.
yeah, I come from cities where I've seen crystal people walking around late at night,
Oh
and
yeah,
they're doing some weird shit.
all freaking out.
I can't stand tweakers, dude. I can't. I hate them. They do weird shit, man. I mean, I don't judge, but Jesus Christ, man, like they're seeing shadow people, they're digging in trash cans, and then like they're putting weed in these stupid bullshit classifications, and it's like, bro, it's not like it's heroin, it's not like it's Xanax, it's fucking a flower with an oil on it. You know, guys, the only reason why cannabis affects you at all is because it has an oil on it that has a psychoactive property that binds to your brain. That's it. If
CB1,
it
CB2
wasn't for that
receptors.
oil, the flower, the plant itself that you're smoking is not getting you high. It's actually the oil. So if you extracted all that oil like vaporizers do, you don't have to smoke all that flower because that's not what's getting you high.
Right.
You know, all the
So
cannabinoids, all the
the
THC, yeah.
terpenes actually have an effect
Yeah.
in getting you high too.
Yeah, and believe it or not, a lot of people don't know that, but that's why vaporizing your cannabis, you're getting the best use. And I'll tell you, if you guys ever want to beat strand tolerance, where you smoke like an ounce of, like, let's say blueberry haze or AK-47, and you feel like you're tired, and everybody gets that strand tolerance where they're smoking more and more, their stash and ain't doing shit for them, get a vaporizer. Get a vaporizer.
Yeah,
That goes
yeah.
straight to your
Just go
lungs.
spend $900.
Well, no. No, not the Stores and Bickle one we did a video on that's $700. That one you
They're
can't even,
expensive.
yeah.
All vaporizers are expensive,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
yeah, I did that for a video, guys. If you want to go check it out
Convenience
and
is
show it some
expensive.
love. It was a $700 video it cost us, so it was
Well, I
pretty
mean, you
expensive.
always use the volcano though.
Yeah,
It's become like the main use for bud reviews.
it has. You guys see it all the time. Stores and Bickle, we do it for bud reviews, and we've done it
You
since
got to get some charcoal one of these times.
I got charcoal, and we can do the student glass.
Student
Yes,
glass.
we'll have to show you guys that on a live stream one time. It's pretty cool. And I got the
Well,
whole
we should
setup.
use the student glass for a review one time. Just bust it out.
I agree. It'll be our next grow.
Right next, I think the next one up is gonna be the Gorilla Cookies and
Amnesia
the Amnesia.
haze. Yeah, or we can do it with the mimosa cake and
Well,
wait.
the Gorilla Cookies will be fine. The Gorilla Cookies. I think that Amnesia Haze, regardless of what I do, it's just gonna be sticky.
Yeah. Yeah. It's going to be some gas, though. We always grow some gas, ladies and gentlemen, here at Two Butts in a Jar, and we try to show you strains you've never heard of, never seen. There will be some you guys have seen, like AK-47 or, Northern Lights or Orange Crush or Orange Kush. We have a lot of these different Lander strands that are normal. and that just means like original strands. We do have a lot of exotic. I do autos. Harry does as well. He's got a lot of photo periods as well. I do too. I got a lot of feminized ones. So we're going to have tons of grow videos with endless strands to where you guys can see it every day. You can check out the shorts. You can see the update on the grow, what we're doing, what we're changing, how we're training. No matter what we may be doing, you'll see it each and every day. Eventually, I'm going to get a camera hooked up to where you guys can watch the grow 24/7. You can even see me coming out of the tent. It'll be a grow camera so you guys can watch us in real time grow. We're going to add that to the channel, and it's going to be in my tent since my tent's larger and I have a canopy like look. So you guys can see that in real life, watch it grow, watch it flower. We're going to add that to the channel, something I wanted to tell you guys. So I thought that would be cool in real time. They could just come off work every couple weeks or whatever and be like, hey, these things are huge and shit. So some cool things you guys can look forward to the channel, because I don't think any other weed channels applicated that. I want to be the first one to do it here at Two Buds in a Jar. um and I'm going to. So
Like
just
tomorrow, somebody's gonna be like, "Oh, I gotta do it."
yeah, yeah, yep, gotta do it, gotta beat him to it. Make this Amazon order, son of a bitch. I'm still doing it. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. If I turn on YouTube tomorrow and see that shit, I'm going to still do it, because I'm going to be like, I came up with that. It's on the internet. I haven't uploaded. This video will be uploaded by tonight. So yeah, be like, I freaking came up with that and I'm doing it. Two buds in a jar, and I'll just plaster it on YouTube every chance I get. Like, yes, this was my idea. But no. Anyway, guys, that's just something that'll be on the channel. We also got tons of different podcasts coming, and we call them podcasts because we will be smoking. I'm sure you guys are out there smoking with us. Thank you guys. Shout out to everybody watching. I see you guys in the comments. You guys definitely blew the comment section up. We greatly appreciate that. Like we said, how we run this is normally I have a docket of cannabis news, products, things we're talking about. It can even be things pertaining to just things that are going on in the world, as long as they're not too boring and they're entertaining you guys. So if you guys can think of possibly anything you want to hear in podcasts, let us know down in the comments on our recent videos. Like, I'd like to hear this in the podcast, or you guys talk about this. We'll definitely cover that. We do tend to be celebrating 1,253 current subscribers. Thank you guys so much for subscribing, watching our videos. Our views, our likes, our subscribers go up each and every day, and it's because of you guys. We greatly appreciate it. I never thought we would get over 800 subscribers, and the fact that I'm at 1,200 and we just keep going up each and every
It's
day,
wild.
it's crazy. It shows, and you guys share our videos. We greatly appreciate that. We have over almost 9,000 shares on our channel, which means somebody shared our content, which is cool. We have some videos that have 12,000, 16,000, 2,000 views. I've never would have thought that. I mean, though I know some people's videos get hundreds of thousands, but something that I just created and then we put together, I never thought would get that many views. I'm just like, damn, dude, I'm sitting here flabbergasted. Like, I'm just, putting knowledge out to the masses, and people do love the content. I'm grateful for it. I genuinely am. I think it's awesome. I think it's great you guys come to us for advice. We greatly appreciate it. And I love teaching people personally, not just about cannabis things, but about a whole lot of other things, just whatever, man. I'm a pretty knowledgeable person in many aspects, but so is Harry, man. So we just, we like teaching, and we had passion, and we put this together, man. So we want to thank you guys definitely, because I think it's awesome that you guys interact, you share, you try our techniques, you watch our videos. We have some of you guys that watch every single ones. We have some people that even comment, they get angry because they, missed out on the live stream, and we need to do a time. So around Monday, we will be doing it, but around 4 or 5 o'clock, I would say.
We try to aim
Yeah,
between 4 and 6. We were a little bit later because we were trying to get the last video finished up. stuff happens technically, and then I gotta get its cameras switched and everything hooked up for the live stream, lights adjusted and all
Yeah,
that.
because you gotta understand, yeah, Harry's got set up all the equipment, and we gotta get ready. Energy drinks or caffeine in us, get things popping so we're not just sitting here and it's dead air and all awkward. Because our first live streams, we didn't know what we were doing and they were kind of a little bit awkward. But now me and Harry have a great chemistry, even on and off camera, just talking bullshit and joking and stuff. So we wanted to bring that to the channel
Well,
too.
in the past, we would hang out on your couch where when those old videos were on that couch, we used to just hang out. We would have these conversations that were like, man, this could be a podcast. And I would always think like, man, we should be recording this shit, but not obviously not everything we were saying would be great for a podcast.
Yeah.
But I'd say like 75% of it was podcast.
Yeah, some of it we'd have to leave out for
Oh,
sure,
oh
just
yeah.
because YouTube,
Oh yeah.
it's not like nothing horribly offensive to anybody. It's just, it would be horribly offensive to YouTube. That's it. So before you guys go getting any ideas, no, it's not like that. We're not sitting there making, jokes. I'm not going to even go any deeper into that because I know how that goes on the internet. So, but yeah, it's not like that. It's just YouTube's little terms and
Well,
policies they would get butt hurt over.
they're
So
they're
we
they're just not
we
like
censor
cable.
ourselves.
Cable has like way higher, like lower standards. Basic cable has lower standards than YouTube, and it just doesn't make sense to me. It
Yeah,
makes
listen,
zero
guys. Okay.
sense.
Just to give you guys a little bit of what it's like to be a weed tuber behind the scenes. Okay. So, we do a video on, we're thinking, we're showing all this expensive grow equipment, and we're like, let's just make shit for the average Joe, the average worker who wants to just invest in one of these. So we do what's called a budget tent, guys, right? We take you guys, the consumer, in mind, like we have X amount of money. We walk in there, we haven't invested a lot like me and Harry has. You're just buying your basic tent, grow, and setup, right? So when we do that, basically it's just like, we showed the video, we recorded it, we talked about the products, the pieces, all these different things, and YouTube age restricts it. And I'm like, it's just the tent. There's no cannabis plants, there's no nothing in it. So we don't understand why we get this age restriction. We send it back, they appeal it. Then now me and Harry Cole are both doing shorts, guys, and he's recording cannabis plants and talking about it. I'm doing the same. We're bringing it to you guys so you guys can keep updated on the content and the grows, and they'll age restrict him but not me.
Or
And
sometimes they'll age restrict you and not me.
yeah, yeah, and it'll be that way, and it's just like, and then we put out videos that are educational that YouTube likes, like potassium deficiency, phosphorus deficiency, how to control heat stress in
Well,
your garden,
there
and
there
they
was one
age
they didn't like.
restricted all three of those. And then we got them all appealed, but that don't matter because when you put out a video on YouTube, and this is why it don't matter. So let's say I make how to calm down or combat heat stress in your garden. Like we made that video, you can check it out. It's got like 2,000 likes. Surprisingly, it was something so simple, but you guys loved it. But anyway. Basically, they before even checking the video, they just age restricted it. So, like I said 100 times, they have a picture of two buds in a jar, and it says every time these assholes upload, just age restrict them, no matter what it is.
It was
They can make an hour video about this plastic table, and it's getting age restricted
they they they,
because there's something going on with their shit.
they left
And
that ever since I made that short with the Lorax man. I feel like after that they started just band hammering me.
and
They did not like
And I mean, at the same time,
that.
shout out to you too, because you have went lax. You let a lot of her, and that's our main shorts. We like showing you guys as grow content. I don't want to sit there and show you my plants every day and have to edit bar them. I'm not doing that.
Yeah,
I'm
I gotta
showing you
edit.
guys them, and he's not doing it either. So, there's a lot of different things where it's like, you got to work around the restrictions. And that's just a little insider what it is to be like a weed tuber on YouTube. It's not that easy. And you don't want a bunch of age restrictions because then they won't monetize you. Because when
Well,
we get monetized, they're going to send us a
the
book of shit we got to
the
change about our channel.
the restricted content is considered not monetizer friendly content, so you wouldn't be able to monetize age restricted content.
Yeah. So we'd have to take probably, I mean, they'd usually make you take some of your age restricted videos down, which would be I think so. I don't know.
Like they make you take it down. I just don't think you can monetize that
Yeah.
content. I think that's all.
Yeah, which is a lot of unmonetizable content we have.
We got some that
Because of
hit, some that
YouTube.
miss.
If you guys are smoking out there in YouTube land, cheers. This one's for you. We've hit our 1,253 subscribers. Thank you guys so much. I'm gonna take a big giant toke for you guys. So cheers, watching at home. There we go. I don't want to dead air you guys too much with silence, but shout out, guys. Thank you guys so much. Harry Cola died just now. His soul left his poor hairy body. He's back.
It's right there.
Up in the ether of the pot cloud. But yeah, so we want to bring you guys quality content. If you guys want us to talk about any topics, we usually do, whether it's worldly topics, things of that nature, just let us know down in the comments. We done talked about Michigan fucking up and doing the platinum carts. You guys don't want to smoke any about more of them. Oregon's having a weed problem, and they have way too much weed and not enough smokers. And,
Solved.
and yeah, with just us moving there, I'm telling you. It's soft,
I don't know,
period.
man. Oregon's
And
pretty crazy. I don't think I'd.
yeah, yeah, I gotta say, do we have any more comments? Yes, we do. We got Jo, got Jao, Vicente, Carvey. I hope I'm saying that right. What is going on out there, man?
Probably not.
Probably not. I'm sorry. I'm stoned right now. If I said your name wrong, I apologize. But I see you said hi there or hey there. What's going on, man? But we just talked about these lights, their LED and HPS combo. We covered the Michigan contaminated carts. We've covered Oregon having too much weed and not enough smokers. We've covered, let's
I
see
solved
here.
it. I solved it by saying make candles from the bud, so you can't smoke it anymore. It's just a candle. Then you can sell it everywhere, and then turn the hemp weed, turn cannabis into clothes, and then make weed clothes. And then all the hipsters are gonna want weed clothes made from weed. That's
Yep,
gonna get huge. They're gonna love it, and you can sell that everywhere.
yep,
Boom.
absolutely.
Problem solved. You made a bunch of money. Thank me later.
They got to do something with it. I say if they let half of two buds in a jar and all the subscribers there, they wouldn't have a problem.
And trust me, if you make candles with weed terpenes in them, people are gonna flip over that. They're gonna be like, "What? This smells
Yep.
like cannabis, and it's this kind. It's my favorite kind." Or, "Oh, I really want the indigo one. I want the hybrid ones." People are gonna eat that stuff up, and you're gonna be able to sell it everywhere because it's not really weed. It's just a candle.
Yeah, just know that we definitely will be bringing a bunch of different reviews, though. I mean, as far as weed is concerned, we'll be doing carts, we'll be doing disposables, we'll be doing Munchie Mondays, we'll be letting you guys see 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, this grow and watching it from seedling to start. And we appreciate you guys very much, like we said earlier on, because without you guys, Two Buds in a Jar wouldn't exist out there on the internet. So thank you guys for definitely watching, tuning in, commenting. We greatly appreciate it. We try to read all your comments and answer back. Um, we do carry a bunch of different topics, like I said, with the docket. Some of them, will be rough and in between. Some of these will be done differently. We'll be out and about doing stuff, and some of the live streams will be rather cool. So we'll just be doing things out in public. But right now, where we're located, it is winter. It is shitty outside, and there's no way we can bring our equipment anywhere without it getting fucked up. And that is just the
I'm
truth.
pretty sure we would need a steady internet connection in order to pull off a live stream.
Yeah, no, I just have one at the house right now, unfortunately, guys. So there's more to come with this channel, more evolutionizing merch and stuff. I didn't want to drone you guys out too much on that. Just
Oh,
because,
we didn't talk.
Yeah, we did talk about the merch.
Well, we did, but we didn't reiterate, but it's okay. We already talked about it. You can go back and check that out later.
Yeah, yeah, you
Well,
guys.
once it's here, it'll be a lot cooler when I can be like, check out this thing, and it's this functional, and look how cool it does,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, you guys will definitely like that, man. And we're just trying to give you guys a piece of two buds in a jar to take home, smoke with. Definitely show you represent the channel, man. We greatly appreciate it. Definitely everybody that watches, likes, subscribes really helps even more so because it gets YouTube out there and activates that algorithm, lets people know this is the type of content you like to watch. Just like YouTube offers me a bunch of cannabis content. I try not to watch too much because I do it for a living. So, I don't want to get burnt out and I want everything to be new and fresh, with every video and every like podcast, I gotta say. You know.
I check it occasionally to try to keep up with different weed tubers I like to watch. You know, sometimes they drop interesting content. I like to see the different takes on, different grows and what different people say about things because maybe they might say something different. Maybe they say everything I already know. Maybe they might say something I don't. Wait, is that
uh,
true?
I do like learning
Doesn't
things and
happen.
you know, if I learn new things, I even teach the Canna family. I gotta say, we make a lot of videos on educational. Some of our best videos have been reviews though. I gotta say, I
Yeah,
mean,
my
if you
reviews are
our biggest video out there is like 16, 17,000 views, guys. And it's just a straight review about Packwoods carts, and we had every flavor available. God, I can't talk. And we had the packaging and everything. And it ended up just being a good, normal review, but it was shot with shitty equipment. It wasn't edited as well. It was,
was that before I really tried nailing down audio?
yeah,
I
that was before
that
we
was
had a good mic.
that was like
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, guys, we have better mics and everything now, so it's just, a matter of time putting out the content. And I just wanted to have a more chill stream, with some lights, some fucking incense and stuff, and just to kick it with you guys and show you guys definitely what's all coming out for two buds in a jar and what to expect. So that's pretty much the content. We covered everything on the docket today, which was pretty interesting, I gotta say. There's just a lot of surprising things, even surprising inventions that they're coming up with now. So, I mean, it was really good, I gotta say. But you got anything else to say, Harry?
I already burned through the whole I feel like it went by really quick.
Yeah, how long have we been going live now? 7:14. I don't know. So it says from 5:35 all the way to 7 o'clock. So we've been live for 2 hours now. 2 hours and 30 minutes. Yeah. So I guess with that being said, Canna family, we have a lot of content coming out. We got a lot of videos coming out. We got a lot of shorts coming out. We got new technology that we're working with and more things that we're
We got
setting up for
merch
you
coming
guys.
eventually.
We got merch coming eventually. Just a bunch of like numerous amount of cool things. So thank you guys for tuning in, liking, subscribing, hitting that notification bell. We greatly appreciate you guys. And we've been filming all day now, so we're going to chill for a while and definitely hop off here. But we have a new podcast coming Monday, so look forward to that. And there'll be a bunch of awesome topics. There'll be things that it doesn't even revolve around cannabis. I just find interesting topics. So you guys can see that, check that out, and put your 2 cents down in the comments because everybody always comment and always generates an interesting dialogue, I gotta say. And we love reading it, responding to it. So, with that being said, I'm your host, Dustin from Two Buds in a Jar. This is Harry Cola,
I've been here.
and we're signing out, guys. Smoke weed every day.
I was up instead.
Your stream will stop immediately and you will no longer be live. Hit end.
Yeah.
Um,